Hey team, today's project is on this HRU216 Honda walk-behind self-propelled mower. That's a mouthful. And I thought it'd be a good video to give you a look at. I'm about to change the blade. So I did some other work on this the other day, replaced the pull cord. I had the coil off it to test something else. And the carby had, like the needle had stuck open, whatever. So today I thought, well, now's a good time to have a think about changing the blades. So we've been to the Honda shop and got our blades. These are 4 swing mount blades, and there's actually 2 different ones. There's 2 cutters and 2 that are the ones that they have the larger kick and they throw the cuttings into the bag, into the catcher. So we'll go ahead and crack on. One thing I'll say to people is you can work on your mower like this, that's not a problem. But you can also work on your mower on its side. What I recommend people do is get the cylinder to top dead center. And what I mean by that is pull on the cord. So you can see here, I can pull, then it's hard to pull over. So that's generally the compression stroke, right? So that other one was not. It's the one there, the one where it's really hard. Get it to that moment. That means the piston is at the top, and that means that both valves are closed. So there's no real way for oil to go anywhere, and there's no real way for fuel to go anywhere. So typically you tip your mower on its side. If you tipped it towards the carby on the fuel side, the float falls open and the fuel just starts coming out everywhere. But if you do that, get your cylinder to top dead center, and then just make sure your oil fill or your oil dipstick is closed, and tip it to the side that the carby is not on. So that's just what I do. That's exactly how I've done it since forever. That's how I was shown. And you can tip your mower on the side like that, and providing your rings aren't absolutely sloppy or anything other crazy problem, you can leave your mower like that for a week and nothing would drain out of it. So that's the tip there. So there's not a lot we really need to be doing straight off. We need to get this off. Now you can take this off with a socket set, with a spanner and a socket, or you can just dead set take it off with a rattle gun. Now, I know a lot of people mightn't have a rattle gun, but you can just get a breaker bar or a good spanner on here. Might take you a little bit longer or a little bit more effort. This is a 14 from memory. I'll just check that now. Yep, perfect. Oh, the other thing I forgot to say was take your spark plug boot off so that there's not a chance that you spin this and the engine starts up, okay? Oh, some of these are a bit stiff. You can see here, these have got a little bit of life left in them. This one's starting to be scalloped out. It's definitely something I would replace. And I've got some nice lawn going here, so I just want to make sure we keep it like that. So we're putting this on. These are a normal right-handed thread. Put those into there. Then that plate just comes right off. And I'm already looking for, like, if this seal is dodgy or the bearing or some other thing here is loose. No, but it all looks pretty good. So we'll just push that back out the way for now. These blades should, like, freely rotate. Not like swing madly, but you can see how these are starting to get a bit rusty. They do sort of swing, but not enough. That's about where you want it. You want this to be able to swing. That allows the mower to balance itself to a degree, but also if it hits something, that'll get out of the way and then continue on. So you really don't want this. Some mowers have a straight blade, but these are really meant to swing, right? So again, with the spanner, or me, I've got the convenience of just blapping these off. Woo! That one was just about dead, I think. Same on this one. Going to put all that in there. There we go, take our plate off. And then you can see one important thing is you can see there's like a little cupped wavy washer under there. That's something that you need to make sure that you put back in the right spot. And then you'll see these, when you're putting these nuts back together, you see it's got a cutout to keep it located in the housing. It's got that D shape. You got to be careful when you're doing these bolts up because they're not a full bolt, they're not a full thread all the way around. So that's just something to keep in mind. You can see here these are in okay shape, but look, it's really starting to get chopped out. That one's had a real hard life. It's not exactly square anymore, and this is starting to get worn away. So we'll move on. We've got our parts here. Oh, we'll just crack these open. Oh, we can manage. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Oh, here we go. And they give you a fancy little diagram as well. So it goes the bolt, the blade, the wavy washer, the disc, then the D-washer, and then the nut. So as they've given it to you there. Okay. So you'll note there's two sets of blades. There's a smaller cutting set, and then the other cutting set have the big curve on here to create the airflow to direct the clippings into the catcher. So we're going to get ourselves all laid out here. I'm just going to give it a quick wire brush. You really want that to have nothing there underneath it. Scrape all that grass crud off and make sure there's nothing underneath. And do this side here where the washer goes. Okay, we're ready to go back together. Now, super important, these need to be opposite each other, because you can't have like a big one, then a small one, then a big one, then a small one. So opposite, let's get ourselves laid out. Opposite and opposite. And now we can go start laying out this part of our journey. So that, there, like that. And then this is very important, that washer, that flex washer is down that way, concave that way. Okay, it's very important. So, on like that. You can see there how the hump is facing the blade. Okay, not this way with it facing the, what's his name? Okay, so that's like that. Going to line up the flat section in our plate, and on she goes. D-washer. On like that, and then we're gonna just be very careful. You can really easily strip those, cross thread them, sorry. So we'll go for the next one, just being careful. I've got the blades opposing each other. There, flex washer down, or wavy washer, or whatever you want to call them. So that one's like that. D-washer, and just, it's easy to cross thread these because they've only got that D shape. Now, I know I'm cracking on about that, but it's like, you'd be surprised how often people would do it. And their mower blades and going right or whatever. So, there we are there. D-nut on. There we go. Last one, again checking they're the opposing, to get that spring washer going the right way. There we go. Now, I don't recommend you rattle these up, okay? Just get into it slowly. Don't just, you know, you'll blap the thing so tight, you'll blap it and it'll never be the same, right? So just spend a little bit of extra time. So just gonna need to make sure that that's seated in the hole properly. And then I just want to go, there is a torque spec, but hey, that is perfect, right? A little bit of play, but not too much. Just doing that one up. There we go. Beautiful, and again, look at that. The bolt did not, the blade isn't properly on the bolt, right? It missed locating, and I've done it up half off the shoulder of the bolt. So that's what I'm talking about. You gotta be on the lookout for these things. And now I'm just gonna get there. See that? It clicked into place. Now I'm gonna hold it and I'll watch it and do it up this way. Right, can't come off now. There we go. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Just a little bit of play. So look, there, that's where that needs to be. There we go. Beautiful. So there is a torque spec for these. It's like 300 to 400 kilograms per centimeter or something, which is like 35 Newton meters. But I can tell you from experience, it's like click, that's click, click, like that's good enough, right? And you'll see it still has that little bit of, you just want that little bit of wiggle. Go, yep, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Excellent. That is all you need to do. All right, that's where we're at. Now we can go ahead and put it back on. So we're straight back on here again, just a little quick wire brush under here, make sure there's not too much crud build up, and make sure that our mating surface is nice and clean. Same on this one. Back to us. Oh no, that's pretty good. Yeah, there's nothing in the way there. And then these have locating holes back on, and you'll note I'm just looking that it's not going to clash, it's not going to get hurt by anything. We've got our two main bolts here somewhere that we had before. There it is. Excellent. I'll just go a little bit of lube on these threads. No Loctite, just something to help it. You know, it's been in the grassy environment, it's been carrying on there, so we'll just, now we can, I've got no qualms about rattling these up, so just, but don't go spaz. That's it, that's perfect. That's it. Awesome. Might just, yeah, that's fine. Done deal.